at my door, you guys. Hey, Miss Williams. Look at Teacher Bae. Oh, look at Miss Williams. Hey, Miss Williams. It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Oh. Y'all, look at Miss Williams. Good morning, Miss Williams.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Monday. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
I'm not religious really, but I think I'm going to need to say a prayer after this video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about Teacher Bae. Everybody, I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. As you guys can tell by the intro as well as the title, today we're going to be talking about Teacher Bae. Now, I've actually touched on Teacher Bae briefly in one of my other videos, talk about education. I can't even tell you which one it is, but I'm going to try to make a playlist and put everything together. So funny enough, I actually did make a video about why these teachers are dressing inappropriately and getting away with it. However, I haven't edited it yet, but I was like, you know what? I have to actually talk about this first. I feel like she warrants her own dedicated video. This video has been long awaited. I planned it. I filmed it. I accidentally deleted it. Shout outs to the ADHD really HDing. So I was like, you know what? We have to do this video again. So the whole situation with Teacher Bae is interesting, right? So if you guys are not aware, Teacher Bae is a TikTok teacher who went viral recently for her inappropriate outfits. Now, there was a lot of dialogue regarding why these teachers are dressing this way, how they're getting away with it, why the teachers, the district, the parents or whatever are not saying anything to these teachers. And honestly, it's a very layered conversation, some of which we covered in the Studstitute commentary. But I ain't gonna hold you, Miss Williams, Teacher Bae deserves their own dedicated video because there's so many issues with this. Since we've been talking about the Studstitute, I was like, you know what? Let's revisit Teacher Bae because I feel like there's too many people not keeping her accountable. As much as we went in on the Studstitute, I need people to hold that same energy for Teacher Bae because I'm not understanding why they're being held to separate standards. And then it dawned on me right before I started filming and I was reading my notes. I ain't gonna hold you. I think people really did come at the Studstitute harder because she was a stud. Although there wasn't too much homophobic comments regarding the Studstitute, I feel like subconsciously there was a lot of preconceived and homophobic bias there when holding her accountable. And yes, many people did hold Teacher Bae accountable, but there were way too many people defending Teacher Bae, her outfits, and what she was trying to do versus the Studstitute. Now, obviously, I already made videos about the Studstitute. I think she was dead wrong. I think she is unprofessional, inappropriate, doesn't need to work with kids, maybe a PDF, may need to be investigated. However, I also think Miss Williams needs to be investigated as well. Problem number one, why the hell is she calling herself Teacher Bae? She teaches 10 and 11-year-olds, and she's calling herself Teacher Bae. That in itself does give PDF vibes. I do not care how she got the name. I don't care if she named herself. Nonetheless, she's referring to herself as Teacher Bae. On top of that, she has inappropriate content across all her platforms where she posts her teacher content. And what is this? Why just why? I just had to get that out of the way because, to be honest, without any context, just the fact that she calls herself Teacher Bae and this is what she posts on her pages is enough reason to have her investigated, and honestly proves that she is genuinely a liability.
People that's always asking why I have my bag. This is why I have my bag. Nowhere to lock it, okay? Okay.
And I found Teacher Bae. Teacher Bae. Miss Williams. I want to be in your class, girl.
Yes, yes, yes. Just wait. It's gonna be so Tia.
Next year, it's, our future is bright up.
Hey, good morning. Call me while I get ready to go to work. So yes, of course, I'm still a teacher. Haha, still here. I'm going to deposit my money before I go to work because I don't want to leave money in my purse. However, I'm at day 10. I came late this morning because I had to go to the doctor. And I'm not gonna really take pics because I gotta get my hair done over. After I see my hairstyle too many times, I get tired of looking at the pictures. That's just me. Sorry.
So I just made a successful deposit. I'm gonna take my card. I'm gonna go get ready. Now that I'm in the car, I want a lot of y'all to know that y'all are miserable. Y'all are really miserable. Like, y'all are making up stuff. Like, first of all, let's start here. Who even told y'all I had a BBL? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Not saying it's true or not true, but I want to know who told you that. Because I got a BBL, I can't have a career. What if I just wanted some buns? Also, let's stop the PDF narrative. My children don't do that. They are very respectful young 10, 11-year-olds. They don't even look at me. And quite frankly, I'm not that nice of a teacher. I'm very mean, strict, and firm. You better come in that classroom to see. Like, I'm so bubbly. Come get a hug. I don't know. I know y'all really love me. I love y'all too. I really do. Like, I don't ever want to lose y'all. I love y'all. Also, be careful what you wish for, okay? You don't want me to wear looser clothes. You might want me to just keep them a little bit hugging me, okay? Because, yeah, just be careful what you wish for. Just let me be. Just let me, I'm telling you, let me be. Oh, and by the way, being a teacher is new to y'all. It's not new to me. This is not my first year teaching. This is my first year being a reading teacher. Let's start there. So, any students that I have that was in my class last year, not in my class this year, their parents are dreading the fact that they're not in my class. Parents call the school wanting their child in my class. So that speaks value. So therefore, love yourself and stop worrying about me. Love you, TikTok. See you later with my new outfit of the day on Tuesday.
Why would y'all want me to get fired? Fired for what exactly? Fired for what? I tried to talk about the fact that I had a kid name in the video. Guess what? My parents signed consent forms. I have consent forms, love. I know what I can and what I can't do. That one child whose name was in the video, I have a consent form from her mom. Her mom is totally cool with her work being showed, okay? By the way, she loves me. She watches my she loves me down to death, okay? So stop talking about that. I mean, fired for what? You're wearing inappropriate clothes. My clothes is not inappropriate. My APs and pencils. You look very nice today, Ms. Williams. Have a great day. Have a great day. My classroom right here, this is my classroom, and my principal office is right across. We see each other after every class period, literally. If it was inappropriate, she would say, hey, go home. She don't have a problem with telling me to go home. She would say, go home. Obviously, it's not inappropriate. I ain't had to go home yet. Why you posting in front of school buses? God forbid I ain't have no son nowhere else. Jesus, y'all so strict. Were you fired? No. I went to work today. I was stressed out. It was raining so hard. Like, oh, God, y'all so strict. Let me see how they feel about the pants. Now it's the shoes. Them shoes. I love them shoes. They're comfortable. Leave my heels alone. For real. They're very well. Why did he... it went too fast. Now I see another one. I see one that said, why do you hold your purse? And I couldn't read the rest because it went away too fast. I hold my purse because I don't have a desk that locks. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of schools are on a budget. So, you know, I'm not complaining. I'm comfortable in my classroom. I have my heater going. I'm good. You were fired. No, why did they always saying stuff? I was fired. Why would I be fired? I didn't do anything wrong. Why would I be fired?
I genuinely do not understand why people become teachers and go to these schools dressed like harlots. Yes, I said harlots because what else is this? There's no reason why anyone would think that Teacher Bae's outfits are appropriate for a school setting, especially for 10 and 11-year-old babies. There is no reason why anyone would think that the way this woman carries herself online is conducive to how she might treat kids in the school. There's no reason that anyone that sees the way this lady writes on a board or writes on paper makes sense to be teaching children. She's out here capitalizing random letters. Even the way she speaks is like, huh? And last I checked, in one of her videos, she said she teaches the kids reading. Even if she was teaching science, even if she was teaching math, shit, even if she was teaching dance like I do, the grammar ain't grammaring.
Y'all are so concerned with what that teacher is wearing, but I'm more concerned at the fact that she is a school teacher and she's writing like this. Because why are you capitalizing random words within a sentence? And it's not a name. Why are you doing that? And what subject is she teaching? I hope it's not English language arts. Because if that's the case, these students are about to be in for a rude awakening when it comes to those standardized tests that they're going to have to take. Like, I'm seeing all these videos talking about, oh, her outfits are inappropriate. Her outfits are inappropriate. Fuck the outfits. Fuck the outfits. Her teaching needs to be appropriate. Because right now, looking at that board, why is no one talking about this? No one's talking about this. And that's a big problem. Reading comprehension and literacy in the United States is already at an all-time low. I saw a report the other day and it said, like, I can't remember the number, so I don't want to quote it specifically, but it was around like 45 to 47% of Americans are reading on a 4th grade level. That should be the primary concern.
We all have typos. We all make mistakes, but that's not a mistake. The way this girl be teaching is really intentional. The way this girl speaks is very intentional. And to be quite honest with you, the fact that she does the stuff the way she does and she continues to do it and doesn't see anything wrong with it is a serious concern, and most importantly, a liability. Her, the studstitute, Williams, who's on trial for sleeping with a kid. If you don't know about that, look that up. Maybe I'll do a video once the trial's over. To the teacher that was out here letting the kids braid his hair. There are so many teachers out there, especially on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc., that exhibit very strange behavior that it's just like, it really makes you sit here and think, like, what is actually going on in these schools? And most importantly, how are they getting away with this? So first things first, a lot of people are saying her outfits are actually not inappropriate. We are the ones that are saying they're inappropriate because we're jealous. We want her body. She's prettier than us, etc. Do I even have to address that?
Okay, I think some of y'all are jealous of Teacher Bae at this point because y'all are a little bit too excited that this black woman could be possibly losing her job. Because do y'all even know what's going to happen to that class? Like, after she loses her job? Let me go ahead and tell you what's going to happen. Those kids are either going to have a substitute for the remainder of the year and not learn shit, play around, give that substitute teacher hell, and just straight up not listen. Those kids are going to not come to class. They're going to start just not coming to class. They're going to be like, I got a sub. Yeah, they fired Teacher Bae. I got a sub. Then they're going to have to do interviews and find someone that's willing to come work in that district, accept whatever pay that she's getting, and be able to take control of that classroom. You can be a teacher all day. That don't mean you're a good teacher or can captivate the children and get them to actually listen. And after a teacher like Teacher Bae taught them so far, them kids is not finna fucking listen. I'm just stating the obvious of what is going to happen in the event that she is let go. I do not believe she deserves to lose her job. Maybe some coaching, maybe someone to talk to her about, her conduct and how she's dressing possibly, and maybe tone it down a little bit. But I don't believe that she deserves to actually lose her job, because those children are going to suffer more than she does. She'll be fine. She'll figure it out. She'll move on, get her man with the BBL, continue her plan, and probably find somewhere else to work. I'm sure she's that convincing and she's that persuasive that she could probably find somewhere else to work. I promise you. She'll be back on the scene at another school.
So everybody's talking about Teacher Bae, so I think I'm gonna give my point of view. I am from Broward County, Florida, where she is from. So I figure, let me just give my point of view. For starters, I just want to say that girl is not no damn pedophile. That girl is not dressing up for those children. And that girl did not get no BBL for no damn kids. She's had the BBL way before she started teaching. And I feel like her clothes are not inappropriate. Yes, they're tight, but you can't help when you have a fat ASS. When you're on the thicker side, clothes are going to be tight automatically. What is she supposed to wear? Big ass muumuus to school? I feel like y'all are dragging it and y'all are making it into something negative and sexualizing children like y'all always do, when that girl is literally just trying to teach and make a living. On top of that, I know her and she's a very sweet girl and she loves teaching. Maybe y'all found her page and the things that she posted on there is what made you guys go in an uproar. But y'all gotta remember, she didn't think she was gonna go viral. And her page are not for her students. Her students don't follow her. So what a teacher is doing outside of class and off that clock is nobody's business. As long as she made professional inside that schoolhouse, that's all that matters. So like I said, when you go viral, everybody's gonna find anything bad to say about you. And they're gonna nitpick and try to find any little thing to say. No, I do not think that girl is wrong. No, I do not think it's inappropriate what she's wearing. It's not like her ass is out and her cleavage is out. I feel like y'all are really dragging it because she's another beautiful black woman and y'all are always mad.
Now, we tore that male teacher who had his female students braiding his hair in class the fuck up. All right, tore him up. But now that we're saying that maybe you shouldn't wear a bodycon dress to your teaching job, oh, now we need to let the teachers be. Oh, now we can't have opinions on the teachers no more. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the teachers. I was just up here cussing y'all out about them school supplies. I couldn't believe that y'all didn't want to buy them teacher school supplies. But unfortunately, there is bad in every group. Having your underage female students braid your hair as a male teacher, weird. Wearing bodycon dresses and posing in front of the buses like they're club backdrops and calling yourself Teacher Bae, weird. Like, I do think it's okay just to admit at times that some things are weird.
A lady told me a while back, when I began developing, you got to get a butt cape. What is a butt cape? It's a long cardigan. If you want to wear something that's a little bit more fitted, you put that long cardigan on top of it. It could be cute, fashionable. You could dress it up. I do it all the time, even if my stuff isn't form-fitting. But if it's too much showing, I'm gonna slap on that butt cape. As a person who also got a little body yaddy, do what you want to do. I've been told that I dress like a kindergarten teacher. I'm cool with that. Okay, I work with kids. I don't need them to see what's going on with me. It's about attention. It's not just she can't help how she's shaped. She can, but you can help how you dress. And I'm here to, I can tell you that. You just gotta know. You have to want to look a little bit more modest. She doesn't want to.
I hate purity culture, and I really hate when Black women are being shamed for being too sexy. But 3 of Miss Williams' behaviors makes even me say, girl, you are wrong. And hear me out before you jump in to disagree with me. Number 1, the BBL. And don't get me wrong, I am not anti-BBL. I am pro-BBL. When they figure out how to make them safer, I might get me one. Now, I'm not trying to shame her for getting a BBL, but it does need to be viewed in the totality of the circumstances. Number 2, she voluntarily applied for a position where she will be working with teenagers. In and of itself, that's a very noble profession. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're going to talk about totality of the circumstances. That's number 2. She voluntarily chose a career path where she will be working with teenage boys. Number 3/4, and this is the kicker, you purchased a wardrobe that would enhance and display your sensuality, which in and of itself is not a problem if you're not looking at it in the totality of the circumstances.
because you chose to work with teenagers in the wardrobe that you chose to enhance your sensuality. And you branded yourself, this is number 4, you're branding yourself as a sexy teacher. Teacher Bae is your nickname, is it not? So you're branding yourself as a sexy teacher while you're working with minor children. That is not okay. Number 1, you got a BBL to enhance a secondary sexual characteristic and improve your sensuality. Argue with your mama, that's what BBLs are for. Number 2, you chose a career path to work around children after getting that BBL. Number 3, you chose a wardrobe and branding strategy to brand yourself as a sexy teacher of minor children. These 3 things viewed together is not okay and gives PDFI.
When it comes to the Teacher Bae discourse, I'm not going to lie. At first, I thought y'all was just hating on that girl. I thought that y'all saw a cute girl with a nice body shape that she was naturally given. And I was thinking like, she can't help the way she's shaped. She should have the right to dress cute for work too. But that was before I realized that it's a BBL. Now, this just changes everything for me. And no shade to BBLs, but I just feel like this is the reality of seeing them out in the wild. If you see a BBL at the club or on the beach in Miami, or a hairstylist has one or a nail tech has one, then it's like, okay, cool, she got a BBL. But to be a teacher, and it's not even to say like a teacher can't have a BBL, because there's plenty of teachers that are naturally shaped, like a BBL pretty much. But I just feel like the fact that you would get this BBL, you work a job where you spend majority of your time out of your day with children, and then you're dressing in a way to accentuate the curves that you got from the doctor. That's where it's like, okay, this is kind of crazy.
Whoever defending Teacher Bae outfits and saying there's nothing wrong with it, you're either slow or you're weird just like her, because there's a very big problem with it, to be honest. Now, I don't want to be the one to take it to such an extreme as she's a pedophile, but it's a dangerous game she's playing, and it's a very slippery slope. And if it's intentional, she's weird. Because I've seen the kids in the background of her videos, and they look middle school age or high school age. And to me, it's like there's only 2 people you see in out of school: kids and the teachers. Even if you dress for a teacher like that, like, you're around kids, babe.
Teacher Bae's whole style, the way she talks, is a clear indicator that she works in predominantly black public school systems that are lacking in everything. They have truancy issues, the PTA is dissolved, the parents are not involved, and they're lacking in funding. The way that she talks, acts, and her demeanor would never work in certain suburban areas or in private school systems, so she's exactly where she needs to be. I saw one of her videos where she was like, yeah, I still got a job, and it's like, of course you do. Those schools have a major problem with trying to keep people. They don't make enough money, and they don't even feel protected or respected in the workspace. So only certain type of people are going to want to work in certain type of school systems anyway. Because you can best believe parents who actually give a damn about the school system, they're going to put their kids in the best public school system possible. They move to certain areas, and the first thing that they want to check on is the school system. They go up there, take tours, they look around, and if they don't like what they see, their kid is not going there. These schools are full of young teachers these days that do nothing but have hookup culture and make TikToks. She says, oh, I'm not doing it for the kids. Obviously, you're doing it for the other males that are around your age at the job. Them teacher work days be nothing but them linking up and drinking. Any of you have teacher friends, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. I went to a school that had a good mix of age ranges when it came to teachers, but it seems like all the older teachers from back then, when COVID kicked off, they went ahead and retired, or they furthered their education and became professors at this point. And of course, y'all want some of these teachers to hold themselves to a certain standard, but in some of these predominantly black areas, they just don't care. Like, they're just as ghetto as the students. They ghetto as hell, and they messy too. But this is another reason why I tell people you should just wait to have kids until you get your money right, so you can put them in certain private schools or move into certain areas that offer a private school education, but it's public school because, you know, the area that you're in, because you won't have to deal with shit like this. This wouldn't even be a conversation that made it to social media with these private schools. A lot of them are not even able to come on social media and do all this talking at these private schools.
Y'all just mad at Teacher Bae because, you know, she got body and, you know, she can't help the way she's shaped. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Now what? Let me show you how easy it is. Let me show you how easy it is. Right? You see how that doesn't make any sense? You could easily have body and still know how to dress modestly. You don't always have to have your curves on the forefront. If you curvy, yes, your curves are going to show, but she's actively choosing to have her butt out. And not every outfit that she wears is inappropriate. I'm not going to say that. But what I am saying is that the outfits that are inappropriate, they're extremely and grossly inappropriate for her to be in high school teaching kids. Okay? They asked her, do you think you competing with the students? She going to say, well, they in uniform. What does that tell you? She in there competing with them little ass girls. So when people say stuff like that, they don't all just come together in a census. It don't make sense. 2 + 2 don't equal 4 here.
There is nothing appropriate about this woman's outfits whatsoever. And the fact that people can't see that, it means A, they don't have kids or they're not around kids, or B, they do have kids and they're around kids and they're not concerned for their well-being. They don't read the handbooks. They don't see the other teachers, because teachers don't dress like that. Legitimate ones that are serious about their jobs and actually care about these kids and care about how they're perceived to these children do not dress like that without a reason, okay? Either you are there to do things that you should not be doing, which is flexing, searching for clout, you're there for content, or worst case scenario, you are a PDF. There is no way, okay, I would ever walk up into anybody's school like that. And this is coming from someone that literally from high school to now wore heels every day. Like literally, like I was known for wearing heels, having my cute little afro. Like that was my thing. And even now to this day, I have a lot of heels in my closet, but I don't really wear them to school like that because I'm mainly a dance teacher. So the only time you'll really see me dressed up in heels now is if it is a test day or a performance day or it's something after school, whatever the case may be. And even at that, there's certain heels I'm just not going to wear to school because it is inappropriate. It has nothing to do with just, oh, well, the cleavage or, oh, well, the butt or whatever. It's everything combined. And it's not just about, oh, well, you can't see nothing. It's much deeper than that. What a lot of you guys need to understand is, just like with the whole substitute situation and how a lot of people were trying to understand how A, she was hired, and B, how she was recording kids, everybody signs their own contracts. Every school, every district, every company has their own guidelines as to how they want you to conduct with the kids, how they want your conduct to be with the kids, how they want you not to look. So literally things vary, but for the most part, there is a general consensus that there are certain things that you should and should not be wearing. Me as a dance teacher, I could actually wear this to work. Personally, I feel like this is a little bit too dressed down, so I probably wouldn't wear something like this to work. Like I try to go in between sporty and dressy, like a dressy casual vibe. I'll still wear heels, but like I'll wear heels that are like able to come off so I can put my jazz shoes on or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, the dress code is usually business casual or business professional. And that's what I realized. A lot of people don't know what that is. And it makes me wonder, how do y'all actually pull up to interviews? Because if you think you can pull up to an interview where you might be making $80,000 to $90,000 a year, and it's like maybe a top director type of role, and you know you're looking to get a salary of someone of 5 to 8 years experience, and you're just gonna pull up with a polo shirt and cargo pants, and it's appropriate because nothing's showing. Wow, I'm genuinely concerned. I believe the education fell through the toilet a long time ago. It's not just Gen Z. It wasn't just millennials, because that's not business professional, casual. Now, obviously, right, what I'm saying varies. You wear exactly what the person that is interviewing you tells you to wear. If they don't, you make an educated guess. In this case, for a lot of these teachers, they do sign contracts, they do go through trainings, and they are told what to wear and what not to wear. So let's start from the bottom. The shoes is honestly what is killing most of her outfits. In no way, shape, or form should you ever be wearing strappy shoes in a school environment because it is unsafe. I worked at a school where the principal literally fell down the stairs and broke her leg because she was out here wearing heels all the time. Now you guys are like, wow, if the principal was doing it, then why would the teachers not think they could do it? Exactly. Why in the world is she not following the rules? I don't get it. And even if you are going to wear heels, there's a specific type of heel. Stripper looking heels, heels with the pump, heels that are strappy are not appropriate heels for school. And every single place that I've been at, legit has either said no heels at all, or if you're going to wear heels, it has to be a chunky low heel. Cannot be over 3 inches. So I'm just trying to understand what type of school she works at that let her wear these shoes, and what in the right mind of anyone that's defending her thinks that these shoes are appropriate for school. The reason you can't wear those types of shoes to school is because anything can happen. An emergency can happen. There can be an active situation in the building. You might have to pull a kid off of another kid if they're fighting. You might have to run after a kid if they run out the classroom, whatever. You can't be out here doing your job effectively if you got strappy dappy heels on, okay? Now let's just go to my shoe closets real quick. Gang, welcome to Les Closettes, all right? So let's just go over this right quick. Let's just look at the shoes, right? These are all sneakers, so we're just gonna focus over here. Can't see really the heels up there, but even at that, like, I would be hesitant to wear the brown and the black ones because they're clear, and sometimes clear heels can be associated with certain type of behaviors and occupations, if you know what I mean. These right here, they're about 5-ish inches. Although, especially this one is just the peep toe and it's not a strappy. The strappy one is inappropriate because obviously it's a strappy shoe. You're not supposed to wear strappy shoes at all in a school, but especially not one with a heel that thin on it. Maybe if it was a little bit thicker, and even at that, you really shouldn't even have your toes out. So that also eliminates this right peep toe. Also, the heel height is also pretty high. Now let's go down to the sneakers. The sneakers are obviously fine, especially for me because I'm a dance teacher. Now we have these black heels. This would be more appropriate than like that heel because of the peep toe and the height of the heel. This is a thicker heel. It is a shorter heel and it covers your entire foot. Now, the reason being they're usually like, oh, you can't wear a shoe that is like, you know, high in heel or thin in heel or like strappies because God forbid you have to run, protect the kids or whatever the case. You can't really do that in like a shoe like that. I can, because listen, I'm a veteran with wearing heels. Anybody that knows me personally, comment on this video. You already know. But it's still not something appropriate for school, and most handbooks will tell you so. This chunky heel, typically fine. This, questionable. I probably still wouldn't go with it, and that's the reason I actually have 2 shoes that kind of look the same because I really love these shoes and I actually think they're extremely comfortable, but in order to be appropriate for school and other like business type stuff, that's why I have that one. But as you guys can see, it's still a heel. It's not that big of a difference, but the heel is a difference and the height is a difference. These right here, I probably need to give these away or sell them, but these right here, absolutely inappropriate for school on every level. Okay, absolutely not. I would never wear these to school because the pump. Okay, there's no way that anyone needs to be, you know, explained to us to why you shouldn't be wearing a pump to school. But yeah, pumps in school, absolutely not. These, questionable. I have worn these to school actually. I wore these to the first day of school when I taught high school. These, it really does depend, but if I do wear a shoe like this or a shoe like that one, it's basically the same thing but with graffiti. I make sure I wear something to cover the shoe. I will almost never wear like a skinny leg or a skirt or whatever with it because it accentuates all the wrong parts as a teacher. Yeah. Welcome to my closet. Because I actually have a lot of heels like tucked away that I don't really wear and a lot that I sold and give away. These are my final pair. And yes, is it very New Jersey, very New York to have a pair of heel Tims? Absolutely. But I love these. Like, I absolutely love these. These are probably one of my most comfortable shoes. I feel like they're more comfortable than the regular Tims. But I would wear this to school. This is appropriate enough. It covers your entire foot. It's safe and it's a low heel. It's a chunky heel. Like, these, yeah, but even at that, it's not something I'm gonna wear to school on a regular basis. Next, we have the bottom. Do I even have to say anything? And that goes into the situation of the BBL, right? She claims she don't got a BBL. She claims who says she got a BBL. She never says she got a BBL. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter if she has a BBL or not. I know people who are naturally shaped like her and they know how to dress. I know people who work in so many different fields, from education to tech to literally ministry, and they have bodies like her and they know how to dress. This lady claims she go to church every Sunday. I'd love to see the Sunday fits, because there's absolutely no way. Her outfits aren't appropriate for school, let alone church. Okay, your booty should not be jiggling and biggling all damn day like a piece of jello. You should not be posted up on the school bus like you're auditioning to be a bottle bitch. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I'm gonna say it again. And there is no way she should be pulling up to the school like that, flexing her designer in front of these kids. You don't know what these kids can and cannot afford. You don't know what type of situations they got going on at home. You don't know what type of adversity they're facing. And the problem is not her having the designer bag. It's the fact that she's flexing it, walking around with it, literally standing at the door, greeting her students with it, flashing it all day. Like, what are you there to do? Are you there to teach? Are you there for a fashion show? Are you there to prove something to us on the internet? Because at this point, I'm very concerned that a lot of these educators care more about being influencers than they do about actually doing their job. Like, it's actually insane how many times I went into a school or went into a program and my coworkers find out I'm an influencer, and the first thing is, oh my God, I want to do that too. How do you do it? You stick to your day job. Don't be asking me that. We're not here for that. Like, leave me alone. Like, what? Like, no, like, cut it out. And in regards to like teachers dressing like this, like I said, there's always one. I'm telling you, there's always one. And if it's not the dress code thing, there's just always one that's like kind of breaking the rules, kind of not breaking the rules. And it genuinely pisses me off because we work with kids. Like, literally this summer, I had a girl that worked with me, y'all, and she was almost always naked. And I say almost because I could probably count 2 days where she actually was fully clothed. She would wear booty shorts, okay, to come and teach these kids. She was wearing see-through shirts, and it didn't help that she was heavier set, right? It didn't help that she's my co-teacher and I'm dressed like this, and she literally got a see-through shirt on. You could see her bra, and she got booty shorts on. It got to the point where I had to tell my boss, like, bro, her outfits are making everyone uncomfortable. My coworker said it, the students said it. I was trying to make sure I wasn't the only one. They had to speak to her, and then like for 2 days, she came in like cargos and a shirt, and it's like, girl. And then to add insult to injury, she was always on Shein. Okay, she was always like, I'm teaching. You're supposed to be co-facilitating with me. She's out here on Shein, racking up her cart. And I'm like, bro, if that's the case, I should have brought my laptop so I could edit videos while I'm on the job, because I'm genuinely not understanding. Like, to be honest with you, as much as a lot of you guys may think it's really not that serious that a teacher dresses like this, it really is that serious, because there's little girls out there that are genuinely insecure, who are trying to find themselves, who are going through puberty and God knows what else. These kids go through a lot these days. A lot of people like to say these kids are sensitive and these kids, you know, like we're babying them. To be honest, to an extent. However, these kids are going through so much more than we ever had to go through, or what we had to go through, and then some, especially with the pressures of social media. So having a teacher walk in like this, basically flexing on the kids, out here writing on the board with her booty jiggling left and right, out here flexing her designer, out here talking like a damn ingrate. This is like a legitimate problem. And then for the most part, a lot of people keep talking about the boys and how it's enticing the boys, and you know, you don't want to provoke the boys. And yes, that's genuinely important. We all know that, but it's like, I think we forget about the girls in this conversation, because honestly, the way she dresses and the way she presents herself is giving that she's trying to compete with these children. She's trying to compete with the popular kid in class. And that's what every single one of these teachers gives me, right? All the teachers we talked about, almost every teacher that has gotten in trouble for whatever, they all give either I was very popular in school and I want to keep it going, or I ain't had no money, now I got money and I'm gonna flex on these kids, and I'm gonna be the best dressed, and I'm gonna be the cool teacher, and I'm gonna be popping. And it's like, that's not the time for that. Go find some damn friends. I don't know. Go do I don't know. Go do something else, but don't be doing that in these people's schools.
I had a Teacher Bae when I was in middle school, and I could tell you it was not nothing good for me. Because when I was younger, I was a little bit more standoffish, and then those type of teachers, like, they kind of gravitate to the popular kids. It's almost like they never lived their high school years out, so they're trying to redo it. Or they never lived their middle school years out, so they're trying to redo it. And they gravitated towards the kids that pretty much was bullying me and pretty much kind of made me feel like shit when I was at school. And then the teacher turned around and made me feel like shit, because you basically friends with these little bitches, and they fucking with me, and you sitting up here giggling with them. And at the same time, I'm still coming to you for advice. Girl, it was just a hot-ass mess, honestly. And then, like, she used to have little personal relationships with the kids. Like, some of the kids that have her Instagram, and they're like, oh, yeah, I have her Instagram. I have Miss Apple's Instagram, and you don't have Miss Apple's Instagram. And I'm just like, oh, okay, bitch. she used to be in class on the phone with her little boyfriends and stuff. Like, the age she was at back then is like the age I'm at now. So I kind of understand like what you had going on. But girl, like fresh out of college. I'm not even fresh out of college, but you know what I mean. Yeah, like she was fresh out of college. She had her little boyfriend. She used to drive back to see her. Girl, I can't tell all your business up here, but yeah, I fuck with her now. But I'm just saying, like, that's how I felt back then. Like, it was just, I just hope, Miss Teacher Bae, you're exhibiting proper, you're already not dressing right. I'm not even finna get on that. But I hope you're, you showing teacher etiquette up in that school, and you're not talking with the little boys and, like, fucking with only the popular girls and basically gossiping about the other kids. Like, gossip with your friends, not with the other kids, girl. I'm just,
So I be seeing this Teacher Bae shit. And I went to a high school. Anybody that went to Grandview, I want to say between 2009 to 2012 to 2013, know exactly what I'm talking about. So I went to school with a teacher that looked way younger. Like, she looked like a student. She dressed younger. She carried herself like a younger woman. And people at my school was hitting that. Like, it was coaches. It was my homies. So, like, when I do see, like, the teachers on here like that, I kind of just get a flashback. I never went and got the pussy. I was a lover boy, and I was scared. Like, this is a grown-ass woman. I'm in high school, so I'm just hearing, like, the stories of, she ended up, she didn't even get fired. It was about to be an investigation, and she, like, quit and, like, moved or some shit. I get flashbacks of how that teacher was preying, like, on people in my high school. I'm talking, bro, it was my senior year. It was multiple people hitting her, right? So I was a star at my school in football. And like, the teachers be trying to show support and, like, put on your jersey and shit. She put on my jersey the day before the game. So Friday, I went home and told my mom, like, it's this teacher up here that be letting the students hit. My mom went and confronted her, like, nah, don't be showing my son no extra love. Don't be. And if my mom was with the shit. Like, she wasn't playing none of that shit. But it's just very interesting. Like, I'm not bashing the teachers that do this shit. It just kind of took me back to a place. Like, I graduated, like, high school like 15 years ago. It just had a flashback. Now that I'm seeing, like, how these teachers presenting themselves, I'm like, damn. It was a teacher at my school literally reeling kids in. I'm talking, bro, this shit was for years. Years. Like, she was there my freshman year. My gym coach was hitting her. My sophomore year, I ended up getting kicked out for 180 days. I come back to hella stories. Everybody hitting her. So teachers that's, like, dressing like that, just understand that this shit is a real thing that happens.
Now, of course, we have the tops. The tops are just as bad as the bottoms, if we're being for real. But I feel like the tops are probably the least bit problematic. Like, I feel like a lot of her outfits can be appropriate if you just switch out the shoes or you switch out the skirts. But it's like she's doing this on purpose. Why are we wearing a see-through skirt that's a mini skirt that has a mesh on top of it? This could have been appropriate if it was actually a solid long skirt. And then, of course, we got, again, the shoes. The shoes are inappropriate. You should not have your toes out as a teacher, period. Maybe if it's field day, maybe if they said you can, or it's sandal day, I don't know. But it's not something you do. And if you do, it's typically like a little peep toe, right? It's not like a full-blown strappy club heel. It's the Instagram poses. What is this? Are we posing to be America's Next Top Model? Are we posing for Instagram? Are we posing for TikTok? Are we here to show up for these kids, make sure they learn how to read, make sure they retain information? Because I don't understand how any parents think that what she's wearing is okay whatsoever. Like, I would not believe that anyone agreeing with her or saying that she's appropriately dressed is a parent or is around kids, because I am mortified looking at her outfit as an educator who does not have kids. Now let's see what are some appropriate ways of dressing as a teacher.
If you didn't know, this is how you're supposed to dress as a teacher. Fully clothed, you can still be cute, you can be undeterred, you can be all of it, but you're appropriate. Everything's covered. Yes, I have my arms out because it's summer. Like, it's still very appropriate. If you don't know how, you just don't know how to dress. Simple.
Absolutely unnecessary.
No matter what figure you have, you do not have to dress like that. Because you see that? There's no reason. There's no reason. Look, you sit down, very fluffy. Type of weird shit y'all.
Now, many of you guys may not like the outfits. Many of you guys will probably swap this or swap that. But there's a huge difference between Miss Williams, aka Teacher Bae, and the teachers that I showed. Now, there's a lot of people spreading rumors saying that she was fired. Apparently, she wasn't fired, or we cannot find proof of her being fired. She has not been posting as much content as she used to. She genuinely has slowed down, but I'm very sure she's going to resurrect like Jesus on Sunday, trying to act like she's doing something right when we all know that she's full of shit. I will say respectfully, I do think that everything she does is for clout. I do not genuinely think that she dresses like that every day. I feel like, again, a lot of teachers are more concerned with being influencers. They're not concerned with being teachers. Teacher salaries definitely do suck. And the idea of becoming an influencer based off being a teacher can be very desirable and lucrative for some. I talked about a school that I worked at that had a legitimate influencer in there, and she was making so much money off them kids. So I feel like a lot of teachers are aspiring to those like top influencer teachers so they could get the brand deals, the notoriety, etc. And I think it's genuinely disgusting because it's like, as someone that actually does this, that actually collects a full-time income from this, seeing people use kids for them to get to that type of level or beyond is strange. I do not go into any building thinking to myself, oh, let me record these kids for content. I do not go into any program that I teach like, oh, all right, let's see if I can put this on my story. Like, let me show everybody what I'm doing. Y'all rarely ever see my kids. The only times you see me posting my kids is when I'm done, and I ain't never gonna see them again. The only times I will follow a kid back or follow a kid is when I'm done, and I'm never gonna see them again. And that's mainly because a lot of the kids that I work with are people that ain't got adults in their life, right? They don't have guidance. They don't have parents. Like, it actually kind of sucks to think about. I'm the one they're calling when they have like a legitimate mental health crisis. So I always make sure I keep that line of communication open, whether I've taught the kid for 2 weeks or 2 years. But even at that, I don't talk to these kids on a regular basis. Do not hit me up. Ain't no hey, hello, ain't no conversation. If you have an emergency, I'll be there. Ain't no back and forth texting, emailing, none of that. They only hit me up for emergency purposes, and that's how it should be. There has to be a boundary set when you work with kids, with the way that you are as a person and the way you present yourself to them, whether on and offline. I'm not saying don't live your life, right? I'm not saying, oh, well, because you teach kids, you can't do this and that online. But there's a certain line, okay, that has to be drawn here. There's no way that you should have an OnlyFans that is marketed all over the internet and you're teaching kids. There's no way you should be out here swinging your strap. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you guys watch the Storytimes video and you're out here teaching kids, like, there's a line. Okay, there's levels to this shit.
What's up, Todd? So, come with me on how my day went today at work. Miss Williams finally had that sit down that you guys wanted, and guess what? My dressing isn't the issue. So apparently, my dressing isn't the issue. So you guys can shut up. Thank you. Stop lying on me saying I'm fired. I'm not fired, okay? Because y'all are so lame. Of course they're going to have to investigate it. But guess what? I want y'all to get a job, get a life, get a man or a woman, whichever one of your preference, and stay out of that business.
Before we end this video, thank you guys so much for sending me well wishes with the new position that I secured. They just accepted my counter offer on the salary. I'm going to be a dance coach for kids at a sports-based alternative high school, and it's gonna be amazing because I do not have to grade 1,000 papers every day. Like, I cannot tell y'all how stressful that part of everything was. And I was really looking for something where it was like, all right, I don't got to deal with 1,000 kids. I only got to deal with a small group of kids. It's less than 20. And I literally stayed with them throughout their high school career. I'm like too happy. I genuinely like these kids. When I did my demo, like they were mad cool. So it's like, oh my God. And I genuinely feel bad for them. Like these kids haven't had a coach for over 5 months. And it's crazy because they're one of the only ones in the building that don't have a coach, and they be looking at other kids and other cohorts with their coaches. And I'm like, I can't wait, you know? So shout outs to all of you guys who sent me well wishes and have been saying so many kind things. Like, I appreciate you guys more than anything. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, hyping, commenting, and most importantly, following me on all my other platforms and channels. I truly do appreciate it. If you guys are not aware or you just found me, I am doing a subscriber trip for July 2026. We are going to Brazil. All the details are going to be linked down below, but also keep in mind there are payment plans available. Linked down below, you will find my Haitian channel as well as my personal channel. And yeah, if you guys are interested in my dance content, I do have some on the shorts, but honestly, a lot of my dance content lives on Instagram. With that being said, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, let me know what you guys think about Teacher Bae down below. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye!